we should be go. Greetings to everyone who happens to be looking at YouTube on a Saturday night, or who is looking at the recording of this after the fact. I'm Salliekat, and this is Avernum. And I am currently in Fort Duvno with my party of Jay, Githa, Magrat, and Esme. And we are leaving Fort Duvno to go back to Fort Avernum. Hooray, I've got a viewer! Hi there, SK Car. Actually, I'm not entirely sure if I want to do this right now. Eventually, I do want to show off the, leave a party member behind rooms. But we've seen Fort Avernum, we've seen Silvar and Duvno. I want to go explore some of the other civilized areas of Avernum. So much easier to explore large chunks of map in this game. Kotra to the west. I do need to watch out here because it's very possible to run into sliths around here. Or cave spiders. Six giant spiders, no Araneas. And now I have to remember what all my characters are even good at. Magrat's the priest, right? And Esme is the mage. If you set up your characters well at the beginning of the game, you can actually start a mage with one more spell. I did not do that this time. Okay, giant spiders aren't that bad. I mean, they could be if I let myself get surrounded. I do have Smite. In this game, Smite is a single target ice spell. Or magic spell? Something like that. I miss Fireball. Oh no, I am webbed. In a oddly cubicle-looking web. And now Jay is webbed because I forgot which character was active. This battle is going quite a bit easier than I expected, honestly. Like, are you guys gonna attack me? Or what? Oh yeah, melee kill from Magrat. And of course the spiders drop nothing. And are hiding nothing in the stalagmites for me. Suddenly a horrible creature appears before you, bathed in a sickening cloud of sulfur and smoke. You had heard of this legendary beast, but tales did not prepare you for the true terror of its presence. It's the Shareware Demon! You try to move around it, but it mocks you, blocking your progress with a red, scaly, beefy arm. It says, "Beware, mortal, you are approaching the great blackness." It grins. Nobody may pass beyond the blackness until they perform the ritual of registration. To find out how to do this, click on How to Order on the title screen. Until you perform this sacred act, I will ever be here, mocking you. Oh no, the shareware demon! The one creature even more powerful than the demon Greyhoth. Yeah, I am actually playing the unregistered demo version of this game for now. Also, you may remember from Exile that there is a secret cave hidden around here. The sight before you takes your breath away. This large hidden cave is filled with large, flawless quartz crystals, covering the floor and walls. They catch your light and reflect it back in a blinding rainbow. The crystals hum and vibrate gently. The sound and motion is almost, but not quite, soothing. It's not hard to figure out what the problem is. Near the cave entrance, vandals have broken off a bunch of the crystals. The damage is interfering with the soothing effect of the crystal vibrations. You can't fix the damage. You soon find that 6 crystals are missing, and you can't do anything to help this cavern until you have all of them. Aw, beans. Glad you like the voice for the shareware demon. Well, we can't do anything with the crystal cave for now, and just walking around has restored all my health and spell points. Hooray. So let's explore Kotra. One of these statues looks different from the other. Statue. Living statue. This is the statue of a bent old man. When you look at it closely, you see it's looking back at you. Hello, statue. You try to get the statue to respond to you, but you don't know what to say. Eventually, you get frustrated and give up. And we cannot sequence break this time by telling the statue to divulge before we meet Erica. The engine will not allow me. And in Avernum, all of the random wandering NPCs can be talked to, except the guards. And this is Nance, who runs a weapons shop with her partner Elspeth. Your friend? My very, very close friend. I don't know what the Empire's reason for sending you into Avernum was, but you're getting pretty close to mine. Can't inquire any further into that. Sadly, I prefer... So, weaponry is not her preferred trade. She prefers to work with magical crafts. However, I lack the proper materials, and the last person I knew of who tried to improvise down here met an ugly fate. He tried to use one of the blue teaching crystals to reverse the portal in Fort Avernum. I don't know what he was thinking. The experiment drove him nearly mad. The crystal got left behind in Fort Avernum. Interesting. I think Captain Acacia in Fort Avernum also mentioned that the guy went to Formalo. Hey there, Garnet. Strange blue crystals were scattered down here when the first humans arrived in Avernum. When you stare deep within them, they talk to you. Who made them? Nobody knows. I'd like to meet their makers, though. Whoever they are, they really knew how to enchant crystals. What happened to that crystal? Dunno. When I met the poor fellow later, he said that he left it at the base of a statue. For what that's worth. If I'm ever back at Fort Avernum, I might look for it. I might have to look for that, too. Please do not walk on plants. By plants, I guess they mean the decorative mushrooms. This is Jenny, who I believe is a potion vendor. What sort of secrets are you looking for? An excellent question. The greatest mage in Avernum is named Erica. It is told that she has a tower far to the west, but I know not where. If you could locate her tower and tell me where it is, I would pay you a finder's fee. Well, I certainly haven't been there yet. I'm afraid I don't sell my secrets. However, there is a mage visiting who mentioned having some skill in alchemy. He's been staying around the bar. His name's Koenig. You might ask him. And we can buy your basic potions, but actually a pretty good variety here. Energy potions are expensive. And you are just a generic guard. Can leave town on this side. Not that it does anything. But what if there are goodies hidden outside the town walls? Not in this town there aren't. You do not have a generic guard sprite. But you don't talk to me anyway. Phooey. And I've been here. I think this is just a storage building. Dark Lake Pub. And he doesn't want to talk to us about the Crystal Cave. And he doesn't actually teach alchemy, but he tells me that Miles will. Okay. Man named Miles lives somewhere around Fort Duvno. That is a lie. Miles is the librarian of Formalo, which I guess is sort of close to Fort Duvno, but it's pretty far north. You're dressed like a wizard. Do you know any spells I could learn? Just gonna ask right out there. But he only teaches to those who have traveled far and have much experience. So I need to get more of a reputation before I can do anything with him. Current reputation is somewhat liked. A few people have heard of me. And as usual, Asp doesn't have anything interesting to say just now. Delicious moldy ale. The ale is surprisingly excellent and very strong. You enjoy it quite a lot, once you pick out the bits of mold floating on top. You wonder how it was made, though you have little doubt that the recipe is a closely guarded secret. Heard any rumors? Tales of a crypt to the north, but the front gate is always closed. One fellow told me that he saw the gate open once, on the first day of the month of Remembrance, or Radian, the first of some month anyway. But then he was quite drunk, so maybe you shouldn't believe any of it. That's right, there is a time system in the Avernum games. It doesn't have a lot of bearing on the game, but you do sometimes get fun effects. This seems to be a dead end. Oh, there seem to be some dead people in this dead end. 2 people were brought to this open space in the walls of the city and murdered. Their bodies must have been here for weeks. Very mysterious. Someone should tell the people in charge about this. Ooh, iron bolts. That means there's crossbows in this game somewhere. Iron arrows. I'm pretty sure no one will mind me stealing this. Steel dagger, robe, silver ring. 216 versus 212 plus 2. Silver ring is worth a bit. Shirt and pants are worth basically nothing. How can anyone with a nose not know there are dead bodies in the walls? Good question. Maybe the smell of corpse decay blends in with some of the other fungal smells around here. Maybe someone left behind a hide the evidence enchantment. Elspeth's arms and armor. Hi there, Elspeth. I can also sell things to Elspeth. Very good. I could buy more armor here. What she has isn't that great. Elspeth is a serious, dangerous person, and the goods she sells reflect this. It's not the best armor and weaponry available in Avernum, but it's the best she can get. Fair. This large building is a boatworks. Small craft are everywhere, in various stages of construction. When completed, they will be put on logs and rolled down to the water. It's very impressive. Avernum boats are small skiffs, built from the light, spongy wood of the strange, fungal cavewood trees. They float quite well, though boating on the subterranean rivers is perilous even in the best conditions. I'm not quite sure why I'm reading all of the signage and event text when I'm not reading all of the dialogue that gets repeated from Exile. A boat is painted on the sign, floating through a cavern. Nice. And boats are cheap here. This is a good place to buy a boat. You see a teenager. He is busy, eagerly working with some lumber. You watch him easily sling around the tools and boards. He's an extremely strong kid, almost remarkably so. Ask Eduardo about being a pirate. He'll tell you many exciting tales of the sea. No, I don't like working here. If some heroes came through here and were looking for someone to travel with them, and see the world, I'd go with them in a second. Wow, that would be great. I could see the world. And I could help. I'm real strong, and I'm great with tools and traps. And I can use a spear, too. I sure could be great on adventures. Golly. Oof, ouch, this is rude. I don't think any heroes worth anything would care at all for having a kid such as you with them. Oh, we could use another strong fellow. I'm sorry, I've never heard of you. Are you sure you've been adventuring? I'd only go off with someone who's done lots of missions and stuff. Aw, dang. I didn't remember what the join condition was for Andrew, so I guess I'm going to stick with Jay for a little while longer. Do some quests and stuff. Thought maybe I could find something in the shelves here. And the mayor is busy with some prisoner business. I looked for a magic scroll in the library. I didn't find anything. Let me try that again. No, nothing in the library. Talking to Mayor Steele. Sir, did you know there are 2 dead, murdered people in the East Wall? I had no idea. I'll have the captain of the guard look into it when he has time. He calls in a soldier, who runs off to start the wheels of justice moving. When he has time, huh? They must be real busy with Nephilim. A scroll of Call Beast. Well, that certainly is a thing. Ah, that's a cute memory of the shareware demon on original Exile. Let's see, there's a little bit of the boat works I didn't explore here. And that is about it for Kotra, at least for now. Well, since I can't recruit another stronger member into my party, what shall we do? Ah, I haven't been here yet. A human body here, heavily decomposed. Died violently, probably killed by something with large teeth and or claws. Stained and slightly rusty sword sits on the ground nearby. And lucky for us, it is not cursed. Bronze longsword, iron longsword. That is an upgrade. You're ascending a huge, craggy spire of rock, dominating this end of the huge cavern. An old road, made of thick cobblestones, leads up its side. At the top of the hill you see a fortress, with a commanding view of the enormous cavern to the west. The fort's in ruins, though you can see smoke from fires inside drifting up into the still air. Yay. So a couple of things to remark on here. One, I really like how the Avernum games introduce different elevations. It makes the world feel that much more realistic compared to how Exile had to imply a hill with building cave walls around it. Also, this area of Avernum, or Exile if you're feeling more retro, has been settled long enough to build a fort over here, have it fall into ruin, and be taken over by bandits. I wonder if this was an artifact of the first expedition, or part of the big wars against the Sliths and Nephilim and demons. Maybe this makes it feel like more of an accomplishment that Fort Avernum itself has managed to stay pretty intact. Also, another side benefit of Avernum over Exile. I don't actually have to enter combat mode to fight enemies. At least one-on-one. If you're okay with your frontline character getting most of the experience from kills, you can just walk into things. You enter this abandoned fortress. This was a small outpost, placed here to keep watch over the vast expanses of cavern to the west. It has fallen into ruin now. For some reason, the people of Avernum decided to abandon it. Actually, now that you look around, it is clear that this fort isn't abandoned. There are people living here, though you doubt that they're the legitimate owners of this structure. The buildings to the west have been roughly patched up, and you can hear loud, raucous singing coming from inside. Whoever lives here is drunk and rowdy, and considering the number of bandits roaming this area, you suspect they might be hostile. That strategy does work a bit better if your front character is very tanky. Ooh, and instead of dropping coins, sometimes things drop valuables like a chunk of amber. Just don't ask how fossilized tree sap made it down here. Can I? Oh, I can pick that. Oh, you know ice lances, that's not good. Fortunately, I know Repel Spirit. Cool effect on that one. And they only drop bones. Do bones have a fun description? They do not. Ooh, coins. Oh no, a trap! Hooray, trap disarmed. Spiritual herbs and an energy potion. Yoink and yoink. Why is there a snake here? And garbage. There's not quite nothing. There is a crate under the web. With mortar and pestle and a spoon. These are good examples of items that basically do nothing, but add some nice flavor to the world. Silver drinking cup actually is worth a bit. Jug of wine, potentially worth a bit. And a flagon is worth not a whole lot. Giant rat is much more easily dispatched than some of the other things here. Poor fur sells for not a whole lot of money. Poor fur and an empty jug. Nice fur. It feels very realistic that Avernum focuses much more on trade goods like furs, ambers, bolts of cloth, jugs, and wine, compared to just having money lying around everywhere. A horn. A lamp. A plate and a candle. Silver drinking cup. This is simple tableware, used for the serving of food or drink. Jug of wine. This is some of Avernum's wine. It is made not with grapes, but with certain tangy varieties of lichen and mushrooms. It is, of course, disgusting. Excuse me. but it will get you where you're going. Drinking this makes you tipsy. Quality fur is very valuable in Avernum, as it can rarely be obtained from creatures in the underworld. Most good furs have been brought down from the surface. Horn. This can make a very loud noise, in case that sort of thing is needed. I don't think that's ever really something that you need to do in this game. Also, one moment while I silence notifications over here. Now, if I remember, there should be a secret wall right there. Secret passage in the wall. This time it contains a first aid kit. And a skull. And a spear head. A bit less useful than a full spear. Pincers and a cloak clasp. The cloak clasp is actually sort of valuable. And bolt of cloth is sort of valuable. I'm not sure why I'm making Esme my pack horse here. This is a bolt of crude Avernum cloth. Cloth is very difficult to make down here. You could easily get some money for it. This is a metal clasp used to hold a cloak in place around someone's neck. These are often made of precious metals. Aha! This pile of garbage looked, from a distance, like it might have had something useful in it. Closer inspection, however, reveals it to be merely a pile of garbage. Great. Kinda curious about the spearhead. This sort of item is often found around a blacksmith shop or other area where hard labor is taking place. Unfortunately, it does you little good. Indeed. And I can't really put things back into a box, they just drop wherever the active character is standing. And that door is blocked. Heavy door here is blocked by timbers and large piles of rubble, so it is not unlockable. I did want to check out some of the stuff I just picked up here. This is a potion ingredient. It will be used automatically when you try to make a potion that requires it. You can keep it anywhere in your party's inventory. How convenient. First aid kit. Having this item helps you use the first aid skill. This is a satchel of bandages, herbs, poultices, and other materials of use in the repairing of broken bodies. You need this item to use the first aid skill. It will slowly be used up as it is used. Do I have the first aid skill? I do have some first aid skill. Can use it to heal wounded characters. Let's try that. My abilities include use first aid, delete this character, change character name, and change character graphic. Alright, let's do some first aid on Jay because he's injured. You end up doing harm. Jay takes 3 damage. Okay, then. I would think having 5 points in first aid skill would help me not do that. Too soon to try that again. Fine. Just heal you up the magical way. Oh yeah, my character name is on this save. So Jay I picked up from Silvar. He is one of the recruitable NPCs. Githa, Magrat, and Esme are characters from Terry Pratchett's Discworld series of books. They are all witches. But in this universe, Esmeralda is a mage that can kill people with her brain. Magrat is a healer priest type character. And Githa is a thief, and I'm going to be training her into a spear user. So Githa being named after Nanny Og, Esme after Granny Weatherwax, and Magrat after Magrat Garlic. Okay, garbage, and there wasn't actually anything to search. That's not a body, that's just a pile of trash. Also, that's quite an insult to use on someone. That's not a body, that's just a pile of trash. What is man but a miserable pile of trash? Yeah, no running away from me. I guess I could rename Jay. Does everybody have a helmet? Yes, everyone has a helmet. Yeah, what the heck. Since we have a set of witches including Nanny Og, why not rename Jay after the character Jason Og? Seems appropriate. I wasn't looking at the right part of the screen, and I didn't even notice I was coming up on more bandits. I don't think I want to try first aid when I know it can hurt someone. And Jay's already down to 3 hit points. I might still call him Jay. Whatever. Hi. This is the barracks. Really miss having a big multi-target spell. I'll fix that soon. Much better. I see you there. I want to do more hasting. Please don't die. That's actually a really good question about Nanny Og being a widow. I don't think in most of the Discworld books she has a living husband at the time the stories are set. She's definitely been married at least once, probably multiple times. But Jason Og is not one of her husbands, he's one of her sons. I believe he is the town blacksmith of Lanker, in fact. Who else needs hasting? Anybody? Really miss Fireball right now. And I'm gonna have to ask you guys to miss my priest, please. Honestly, I'd probably do more damage by summoning a pet. Hooray! Kills for everyone. Mmm, tasty lizard haunch. Ooh, boots. Does anyone not have boots? No, everyone has boots. And let's see if there are any equipments that I feel like are worth breaking up. Leather armor. I hope my computer's fan isn't coming in too strong on the microphone here. Garnet can come on a little stronger on the microphone if she wants to, because that is adorable. Oh no, there's more of you. I'm actually in pretty rough shape here. Let's use that energy potion I picked up. Well, at least my skeleton served as a distraction for half a minute. Just say no to enemy priests. Iron Dagger is still not entirely worth picking it up. Iron Short Sword. Okay, next question. Who needs a cloak? Githa and Magrat could both use cloaks. And is there anything in the dressers? Nothing valuable. Ooh, Scroll of Ice Lances. Yes, please. White tunic, a slightly fancier shirt. I do like how this game puts a little bit more stuff into chests and dressers, even if it's just flavor items and not valuables. Ooh, I love how good I am at picking locks today. Weird meat. Mmm, delicious. Mmm, bacon. Or maybe beef jerky. Probably more likely lizard jerky, given where we are. Fish. 8 pounds of it. think, yeah, I am still missing wherever the mage is hanging out. Pocket change, and also pants. More healing herbs. Dice. Hooray, now we can play a tabletop game. Actually, there is a larger shield here. Not a great shield, but it is a shield. Needle and thread. Well, hello there. I'm sure you are very unhappy to see me. Esme's running quite low on spell points. And I don't have a backup energy potion this time. What if I bind foe? Ah! Apprentice mage uses wand. That seems unfair. Just one target isn't really worth wasting ice lances on. And you can't do anything else. I thought one of my characters had a wand. Didn't need it. Hooray. You deal the death blow to the mage who is helping the bandits. Without his aid, they will be nowhere near the power in this area that they were. The soldiers of Fort Duvno will be very grateful for your help. Wand of Bolts. And another cloak. Now everyone has fashionable cloaks. There are several unusual leather scrolls on these shelves. You examine them briefly. They're covered with unusual writing. Excuse me. You learn how to cast the spell Light, level 3 here. Concentrate and try to memorize it. With work, everyone who has enough skill to understand the spell learns it. Jason, Githa, and Magret are not skilled enough, but Esme does learn the spell. Yay. I've barely had to use the light spell so far. I think there was a bit where I went in the Batcave last time. $50. Huzzah. And for some reason I have to go to the info screen to see how many coins I actually have. Well, we've cleaned up this fort. Now let's go back to Fort Duvno. bandits. Aha! We did it! We killed the brigand commander, and he was tough, too. You report to the commander that you managed to defeat the magically talented commander of the brigand fortress. Well, magically talented, I guess. He was talented in using a wand. Not bad, he said. That is a job which has defeated the best efforts of our warriors for months. Johnson pulls a small pouch out of his pocket and gives it to you. It's filled with semi-precious stones. Excellent bartering goods, worth at least 100 coins. Thank you again for your help. Oh. Our reputation has increased to 13, and we gain experience. Still only somewhat liked. Maybe I can upgrade the reputation some more by dealing with the Nephilim nearby. And I would also like to sell off some extra inventory. Dice. Gambling is as popular in Avernum as on the surface. Of course it is. I feel like in at least one of the games there's someone I can bring wine to sell for more of a profit, but that might not be until the remakes. If I have the light spell, do I even really need the lamp? Okay, that's one dungeon down. Cave floor skill has enabled you to evade these hostile monsters. Do you want to fight them anyway? Not really. Have I triggered the event that can happen at one of these? I might have done. Must have done. If I even still can. Yeah, it's a fair point. Sometimes I'll want the lamp just to save on magic points. This is very interesting. Now you know what evil dungeons are like before they actually become evil dungeons. This humanoid lair is still under construction. You would guess that the Nephilim will live here eventually, and they've put goblins to work to do all of the heavy lifting. You had both races on the surface, and the smaller were often forced to work by the larger. From inside, you can hear the sounds of tools striking stone and the harsh voices of the goblins. It is in your power to put a quick end to their labors. Hello, suckers. Ah, come back. I wasn't finished murdering you. And of course goblins are going to carry not much of value at all. Let there be light. Oh, hi, lizards. Sign is written in a language you don't understand, has a red X at the bottom. Corpse has nothing. Yeah, I'd better get into combat mode so I can bless. I was thinking I could move Jason to the farther back so he can use his archery, or I can just have Githa use this wand of bolts. Also, the light spell really doesn't cost much. Even at level 3, it only costs 1 mana point. After all the practice I've done with speedrunning, I am very used to coming into the garbage pit here first and searching this body for the silver ring of protection, which in this game is a shield ring. Jason's got heavier armor, so Githik gets the ring. No escaping! I do like how you can sometimes recover arrows used in combat. A pillow! A torch. Yeah, that's not good. Also, looks like I can bless and shield someone even when I'm not in combat mode. Cancel that. Yes, I can. Good. Yeah, I'll just use up this wand instead of selling it. Why not? Yeah, no kidding, they're poor furs after I've incinerated them to death. I have some vague memory of where all of the secret bits in this dungeon are. Ooh, studded armor. Poor studded armor, though. Also, the Avernum maps always look so spindly compared to Exile. Walls no longer take up a square of space, and you can really tell. And I heard that one of you guys just drank a potion. I need to remember and go to Formalo for more training after this. Because Ice Lances is a really good spell to have. Iron small shield, not bad. Another new feature of Avernum with the different elevations, you can jump off a ledge, possibly hurting yourself a great deal. Most of the time, I don't want to do that. Any hidden bodies around here? Apparently not. Oh, there's a shaman. That could be a problem. Oh good, I survived. Ooh, steel small shield, that's really good. Might even be better than a wooden large shield. Upgrading my equipment, hooray! All the better to kill you with. More first aid kit. More enemies. Iron small shields for everyone! Except for Jason, because he gets steel. Owie! That is a Nephar warrior. He's a strong boy. I feel like bind foe is maybe the smarter option when there's only one. Oh no, running out of spell points again. Phew! I didn't really want Magrat getting in range of a Nephar warrior when she doesn't have the spell points to shield herself. You have slain the leader of the Nephilim in these caves. While these irritating humanoids may one day try to return here, the loss of their leader will be a huge setback in their creation of a base here. The humans at Fort Duvno will be very pleased. Again. Is it just me, or does the weird meat look like lungs and other viscera? So if that was a Nephar warrior and the chief of this area, I would expect him to drop some better stuff, but yeah, whatever. Healing potion, much appreciated. Save my game before looking at a possible trap. Let's pretend that didn't happen. pen and ink. Okay then. Haha, successfully disarmed it that time. Ash bow. I have an ash bow, but I can sell this one for decent money. Nice faces in the chat there. Papyrus sheet. Certain reeds which manage to grow in Avernum can be used to make a crude form of paper. It's very difficult to make, as are the pens and ink used to write upon them. Most books in Avernum have been smuggled down from the surface. And the same description with pen and ink. Pen and ink has some sort of strange, mysterious ability you can't quite figure out what it is. You write down a few of your experiences and your most secret, innermost thoughts. It's a very cleansing experience. Alrighty then. And then we leave them in the dungeon for the rats to read. I will definitely do a Let's Play of Nethergate at some point. I'm not sure if it'll be live streamed. I generally prefer the format of pre-recorded material for myself. Why did I come in here before going out to rest and recover spell points? That was foolish. That was really foolish. Well, at least I've killed the Nephil guards. And I cannot attack when there is a difference in elevation like that. Well, that went well. Ooh, another steel small shield. Yeah, Avernum does lack a little bit of polish compared to Avernum 2 and 3. And when I do Nethergate, I do want to show off both Romans and Celts. Oddly enough, that is one of the Spiderweb games that I've never played. I'm not sure why I missed that one. Maybe it just happened to not get included on any of the shareware CDs we had. Haste potion. Scroll of Create Illusions. I think Create Illusions is a low-tier summoning spell. You look inside the box. There's a bronze key inside on a long loop of lizard skin. You pick it up and pocket it. It will be used automatically when you reach the door it unlocks. And I need to stop killing myself on the traps. Good. Bar of iron and curing potion might end up getting sold instead of used. Iron buckler, meh. Okay, this dungeon is not quite complete, though it is thoroughly looted. Also, McGrat had some webs on her. Where am I going? There is some writing here, painstakingly scratched into the wall. It reads, "Ambushed in entry cave, Nephilim and Nephar too. Split up, ran. Lots of secret tunnels. Some hid in them. Hope rescue in time." Considering that there is a dead human on the floor under the message, it seems likely that help didn't arrive in time. Aw. Oh, and he was a red shirt too. And my light seems to have run out. I guess it's a good thing I brought that lamp after all. Garnet, what are you doing back there? Tongs, pincers, spearhead. Oh, we found a little smithy. Is there something... Okay, no, there's nothing there. It's just a weird graphics artifact. If you're enough of a higher level compared to the enemies around you, that can be pretty fun. There's a few more of you in here than there were in the original version of this game. Maybe I should bring in another fighter. Phew. If Jason had gone down to a goblin, I would have been real embarrassed. Nothing but a whip in here. Is this the discipline corner? More successful lockpicking. Talking to Hintek. You see a man in tattered armor. He's clearly underfed, and has been beaten as well. I was part of a group that raided these caves. We thought they didn't know we were coming, but they must have seen us, because they nailed us when we entered the main cave. I don't know what happened to the others. I'm not sure where it is from here. I know it's just inside the entrance. There's a spring in the center, with a pool. Since you're here, you must have seen it. Goblins, Nephilim, even a shaman. I fled when one of the others caught a bolt of flame in the chest. Ouch. There were about 20 of us. A bunch of them died in the ambush. Others hid in the tunnels. This place is riddled with hidden passages. 2 of us were captured. It's still dangerous out there. You should stay here for now. Sure thing. Good luck killing those goblins. He thinks. You know, I heard one of them mention something about a shaman in one of the back rooms, and about a key it was guarding. Just thought you'd want to know. He hides behind some rubble in the corner. Now consider yourself freed. Thank you. I'll never forget your help. He flees from the cell, moving towards the exit as fast as he can. You've done your good deed for the day. And he's gone. I can actually rescue prisoners in this game. Yay! And they gave him a bucket to do his business in. Anybody left? Just a goblin. 2 goblins, in fact. Maybe 3. Stop that. Still no spell points. Okay, I know there's something in here, but I'm going to go out and rest and then take care of it. So far, no respawns. This cave is clearly used by the residents as a trash pit and probably a latrine as well. There is filth spread everywhere, and the smell is almost overpowering. Examine the body of a Nephil. The pouch contains gold, a reasonable amount of it. However, you now have a good guess of what killed the Nephil. A pair of snakes were hiding in the rocks at the edge of the cavern. Bleh. Die already. I am feeling very justified in not coming in here with extremely limited health and spell points. Finally. That's not actually what I wanted. Oh yeah, I've got like 600 more gold than I did before I came in here. Cool beans. Once again, back to Fort Duvno. Yeah, the, quote, original Avernum remake of Exile is a lot more colorful than the remake. What do I want to do here? I want to talk to Commander Johnson. Nephilim problem. I killed the commander of that goblin fort. Can I get a reward? You tell Johnson of your adventure in the Goblin Caves, culminating in a hair-raising tale of your battle with the Nephilim commander. Johnson is pleased, though he doesn't act very impressed. Good enough, I suppose. I'll get you your reward. Johnson has a sack of 100 copper coins brought to you. These coins would be worthless on the surface. Here in Avernum, they're quite valuable. Butchering those goblins helped push them back a little. Soon we'll be able to burn them out of their nests. He looks extremely pleased at the prospect. Ooh, Ethan, McGrath, and Esme are all now level 4. Alright, that's all we can do there. Sell more extra stuff. Also, Jason keeps basically at least one of everything I sell to him, so you can get a sort of hilarious assortment of goods. I wonder if I should have anyone else invest in archery skill down the road. Man, 2 ash bows by this point in the game. That feels kind of impressive. There's not much crafting in this game. There's just alchemy. Amber and fur are entirely just exist to be sold. Lizard does not talk to me. What a shame. But yeah, some objects are just trade goods. It's a more interesting form of having a big pile of gold. And a heavier form. In the center of the cavern, you can see a large city bustling with activity. This is clearly a vibrant, productive area, far more so than you ever expected to see when you were sent to Avernum. I remember some merchants traveling around here, and they are in this game. Cool. Traveling merchants, leading a pair of giant lizard-drawn wagons. We can see that you've come far and have farther still to go. Maybe we sell you some goods to help you in your journey. And I could sell them stuff too. We've got cloak, but with a different graphic. Ashbow, iron buckler. And not that much useful here, honestly. Except haste potion. Oh, can I just keep buying haste potions from you? Hehehe. There are many groups of merchants wandering the roads of Avernum, bringing much-needed goods to the farmers and laborers who keep everything going. Unfortunately for me, prices are exorbitant. Gold is somewhat more limited in Avernum compared to Exile. A group of giant lizards. Must be owned by nearby farmers. Teeth and claws have been filed down. They've been branded. They survive by catching and eating smaller lizards, as opposed to people and cows. Giant lizards can't be tamed, but they can be controlled. The people of Avernum have been very creative when it comes to raising livestock. Technically, I can enter Formalo through here and not by the city gates. Haha. A very minor quibble. The game won't let me keep my map up at all times like Exile does. I find that slightly annoying. You enter the proud city of Formalo, trading hub of all of northeastern Avernum. Even the constant warfare with the Nephilim can't entirely dim the buzz of activity going on all around you. You take a moment to listen to the haggling of the merchants and smell the giant lizards. For a moment, you can almost pretend that you're in one of the cities on the surface. Except for the fact that everyone is deathly pale. These pens are used to store the merchants' lizards of burden. Their caravans are pulled by giant, declawed, defanged reptiles. They're dumber than horses. And nastier. And slower. But Avernum has lots of lizards, and no horses. Avernum ingenuity, there's nothing like it. And also there are some cows. At least one. The beast looks up at you mutely. You match gazes with it, trying to achieve some sort of common ground. In the end, you feel personally enriched, but you learn nothing. So I complained about not having my map up at all times. On the other hand, it does allow me to have my map up during combat, which Exile did not do. I can also tell who is a living statue and who is not by pressing the talk button, and it gives me options of who I can talk to. I talk to those that I am supposed to talk to. Then it is silent. Welp. There's a large natural underground spring here, pouring out of a huge crack in the rock surface. This spring is the lifeblood of this town and the surrounding area. Iron bars have been placed blocking off the spring, so that nobody can tinker with the source. This looks like barracks. Can I talk to any of you? No. Town layouts may be slightly different between Exile and Avernum. Ah, this guy. A man sits at the table, hunched over a bowl of some sort of purple beverage. He mutters to himself quietly. Greetings, what is your purpose in life? I'm sort of a sage, but now I need a vacation. A long vacation. He drinks more of his purple syrup. A sage? How interesting. What were you studying? I was researching with Leith. We were asking Motrax about a magic sphere. He may have found something out. Beats me. I was too busy being driven insane. He takes a deep swig from his bowl, realizes it's empty, and gets it refilled with grey fluid. Magic sphere? It was called the Orb of Thralny. It could do remarkable things. Yes, amazing. Or so people said. Leith is at the cave of Motrax to the north. Ask him about it. If, of course, he's not already mad. So you're insane, huh? He rounds on you, a manic glow in his eyes. Yes, it was the spiders that made me like this. Not those spellcasting ones. Sure, they almost killed me, but they weren't the worst. No. It was the friendly ones. Friendly spiders? Yes, the friendly ones. Just don't ask. You don't want to know. Go investigate them, Leith said. Well, forget it. You want to visit them? They're all to the northwest, past Fort Draco. Just go north to the Dragon's Cave, and west. Go ahead. You'll have fun. Like me. He drinks more. He probably shouldn't. Personally, I love the giant, intelligent, friendly talking spiders. Sells drinks, rooms. Business has been very slow lately. He puts a bowl of thick purple brew in front of you. It's delicious, but you're scared to ask what's in it. Pretty definitely not grapes. And watch that guy over there. He keeps muttering about spiders. We're adventurers. Heard of any missions around here we could do? Well, no. Wait, yes. I've been wanting to get my hands on some sugar. Some real, honest surface world sugar. I think some get sent down through the portal sometimes. Bring me some, and I'll pay you very well. Where could we possibly find sugar? Look in the storerooms of Fort Avernum. The special things sent down through the portal are often stored there, before distribution to, well, the needy or whoever, or the powerful and well-connected. The storerooms are locked, of course, but ingenious adventurers such as yourselves should be able to get in. And may or may not be concerned with things like, theft, law-breaking. And look, we all have the tipsy or drunk status. I think it's effectively a mild curse. I've never really tried fighting while drunk. In games or in real life. Training hall, where several adventurers and soldiers are exercising and practicing their skills. Occasionally one has to dodge an errant flame bolt or fired arrow shot by another. If you want to practice your skills here, you will be welcome. I will come back to training momentarily. I want to make sure I can get some spells first. The Great Library of Formalo. Oh, Miles is here now. Buy a spell? You mean you'll teach us spells? Is that legal? No, definitely not. On the surface, the teaching of magic to those not specifically permitted by the Empire is extremely forbidden. Fortunately, they don't know what we're up to down here. Hee 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 hee. Do you know any potion recipes? Yes, I dabble in a bit of that on the side. In fact, I have a new recipe for strength potions. Easy to make, and the only rare ingredients are energetic and spiritual herbs. I'll teach you the recipe for a very reasonable price. 225 gold, maybe later. Miles knows the recipe for strength potions. He doesn't actually use it, but he gladly sells it to those who might. more than that, I want spells. So I can buy level 2 of spells I already have, or level 1 of a new spell. Ice Lances. The Empire forbids the selling of just the sort of power which is being offered to you now. Mwahaha. Okay, I'm going to get level 2. Level 2 Ice Lances is rather pricey. Definitely want level 2 Bolt of Fire. Call Beast, I don't use that much. Bind Foe, maybe. For descriptions, press one of the info buttons. Great. The noise was the sound of me gaining spell knowledge. Mage spells. Okay, Bolt of Fire does exactly what it says. Creates magical light. Okay, Bind Foe at first surrounds the target with webs. As you learn it at higher levels, it will put the foe to sleep or even paralyze it. Not bad, actually. Haste is haste. At the highest level, it aids the entire party. Bind Foe or Slow is good for crowd control, but Ice Lances can make more things dead faster. Maybe I'll go get some priest spells and then see how much gold I have left. Wait, is that One Apprentice guy not here anymore? Aw, that's sad. I liked him, he was fun. Claudette. And yes, I did actually meet Caius in the previous livestream session. Can provide healing. Oh, you're wandering healers. Wanderers of the faith. Sure, let's go with that. If it were not for the wars and such, I would be doing research. Not on magic. On the history of priests in Avernum. It fascinates me. I wish I could continue looking for information on the first priests down here. Perhaps we could help you. That would be wonderful. Before the war with the Nephilim started, I was going to go north and speak with the dragon Motrax. I heard that he had a scroll describing one of the first priests here. Go there and recover it. I would be appreciative. Don't be scared that he's a dragon. He's friendly to humans. Or at least he was when I heard last. What do you know about the mayor? She's been furious, almost insanely so, ever since Nephilim's spy stole her necklace. It's one of the few powerful magic items down here. It aids one in leadership. Since she lost it, she thinks of nothing but getting it back. If you ask her about it, you get a job if you want one. You met someone named Caius, or Caius, however you pronounce that. He told us to mention his name to you. Ah yes, he was a wise acolyte and a good friend. I thank you for passing on his regards. I'm glad to hear he is well. Healing could be good. Curing. Battle rage and shielding. I think I'll hold off on buying healing level 2 until people get some higher max health. Now then, I have enough money for Ice Lances or one of the others. Not quite both. I should maybe do some training. Oh, that is a lot of skill points on my girls. I should definitely do some training. I'll probably do that off camera. I can't imagine it's very exciting to watch me dither over where to spend my points. Captain's quarters. Barracks. Nobody interesting in there, though, apparently. Though I am interested to see that there is a staff hanging out on one of the beds here. That's not an item that I see very much. Talking to Ken, he takes care of the lizards. And butcher them. They don't seem to care for that. Not too much in the way of livestock down here. The above-grounders sent down some cattle, which are good for milk, but the mushroom has turned the meat rancid. So we raise giant lizards. At least they aren't dragons. Dragons? Not that good eaten. Problem is, try to butcher them and they blow you up. Plus there's only 5 of them. Good day. What do you do with the animals nearby? Cows are for milk, the lizards for meat. My friend Ken and I buy food from the outlying farmers and sell it here. So what, are you guys not in a relationship? Shortage of food, huh? Can we help? We have a great need for high-quality mushroom meal. I hear that they have a lot of it in the Great Cave. Bring it here, I'll give you a good price. Prices here are utterly ridiculous. We can buy bread, greens, fish, for bowl and spoon for some reason. The way that Avernum handles food usage, I really don't need to buy much of any of it. Bernie does potions and identification. I don't think I have anything that needs identifying. Ooh, invulnerability and resistance. Exciting. Oh, I could buy haste potions much cheaper here than from the traveling merchants. Dang it. Temporary invulnerability. It does not tell me exactly what the resistance potion does. I would assume it makes me resistant to magic for a while. And that's Jasmine, who sells armor and weapons. Yeah, I basically never end up buying armor and weapons. I just scavenge them from whoever I'm killing. Okay, you do not have anything else interesting that wasn't in Exile. Let's not break into the mayor's quarters when there's a couple of guards right there. Historical scroll, that is not mine. Ah, the librarian won't talk to me. Mayor Evelyn, of course, will. Say, I think I've heard of you. Recent arrivals. Do-gooders. Perhaps you can help me. Oh, does she not give me the quest if I haven't raised my reputation a little bit already? Okay then. It's kind of weird to have an Avernum game that doesn't announce when a quest has been added to your quest list, because this one doesn't actually have a quest list. That didn't get implemented until Avernum 2. Okay, so spells have been gotten. Formalo and Kotra explored. Let's clear out the Batcave, because it's here. Pretty tough bats. Oh, I need to train up my mage skill before I can actually cast ice lances. Ag. Maybe I should go do that then. And as soon as one character steps into the training hall, I can train all of them. Yeah, ice lances need minimum mage spell skill of 5 to cast it. Donk. While we're here, each 7 points to upgrade intelligence or mage spells. And how many hit points you get is no longer tied to strength because there's a separate endurance stat. And let's put a point in luck, because that is nice and cheap on the money front. And I can come back and do more training later. I still have a little bit of light left from when I was in here a minute ago. Let me try a thing. Well, it's potentially even easier to get through trash mobs in this game than in Exile. Can't cast mage spell stronger than slow while wearing encumbering armor. Phooey. Does leather armor count as encumbering? Can't remove or equip armor in combat. Great, so Esme's useless here. I mean, that's not entirely true. Esme could still cast fire bolts. And of course I don't have a robe for Esme to wear. And sometimes you get situations like this where it's kind of hard to see what's going on. Here, ready. Oh no, I've been poisoned. And diseased. That's not good. At least upgrading Bolt of Fire is making it do respectable damage. And Curing takes care of both poison and disease in one shot. Very nice. Ooh, gold coins. So yeah, in general, well, most often copper coins are worth 6, silver coins are worth 15, and gold is worth 40. These silver coins are worth 48, apparently. Okay, finally. Time to see what Ice Lances can do. I wonder if this scroll was actually a little bit more effective than only having Ice Lances at level 1. Or did I get Ice Lances at level 2? I forgot. When was the last time I saved? Something else that doesn't get implemented until later games is there's no health bar on any of these enemies. Oh, and McGrath is about to get bodied over here. Okay, so in Avernum, people do drop all their stuff when they die. Can't make a dead character active. I think this will still be here if I leave and come back to the dungeon. But yeah, let's show off how it works when someone dies, which was totally my plan as if it was my plan all along. Ha ha ha. Okay, nearest healer is actually probably Mother Claudette in Formalo. There's also Carol in Fort Dovno. How expensive is it to get someone raised from the dead? Heal damage is 75. Raised dead is only 375 gold here. Claudette's healing skills are great, but the constant violence and warfare in the area have taxed them to the limit. Still, if you have a curse that needs removing, or a dead person who needs reviving, she is the one to come to. I can't quite afford to raise Githa from the dead. So maybe let's go to Fort Dovno and see if Carol is any cheaper. And let's see if these goblins and Nephil drop any gold while we're at it. Carol, you are also slightly expensive. Do I have anything I can sell? I have a few things. I think I have a few things I can sell. I think I'd rather have the iron spear than the stone pike. A spear can be used with a shield. A pike cannot. $420 gold. Great, that's enough. Githa, arise! And a little bit of cure disease. And giving all of Githa's stuff back to her. Why do I have a candle? Yeah, I imagine Githa would appreciate being in charge of food. Now to re-equip everything. Kinda thought I gave her some studded armor at some point. Have I lost that? Yeah, whatever. I do want to fight them. Because I suddenly find myself significantly poorer than I was a few minutes ago. And basically nothing worth picking up. I guess I could take the gloves. There, Githa has gloves now. There's bandits and crazed Nephilim. I've been killing them. More gobos. Maybe I'll just collect a few healing potions, why not? Why am I going this way? Also, I'm glad you folks are enjoying my Let's Plays. Okay, now let's try and get through here without dying to rat bites. Did I search through these? No, I didn't. Hi. Okay, and I did get level 2 of Ice Lances. Well, I can't say it's overkill because I've Ice Lanced you twice and you're still not dead. 3 rounds of Ice Lances. Yuck. Bloody mung rats. Finally. Okay, let's get some curing. Well, at least they were kind enough to drop me nice furs. Kinda thought there was a secret passage back here, but maybe that's in the remake. I know there's a secret passage somewhere back in here. Being able to use all of my game functions from the keyboard is very convenient when there's a cat blocking my hand from the mouse. Actually, it's not so much that she's blocking me from the mouse as she's leaning her head on my arm, so I can't really move it that much. Garnet, do I need to set up a kitty cam for you at some point? Another nice fur. This could actually be profitable. Ha. Yes, sometimes the secret passage is not in the most obvious place. Oh, lava bats. Great. I don't think I've saved recently. Perhaps I should retreat. How much stuff can I pick up? This could be going real south real quick. No, I don't want to kill my ally, thank you. Lava bats are immune to fire, who would have guessed? And I'm blessed enough to do 42 damage with my sword. Maybe I can actually survive this. Maybe. Kind of tempted to take out that last lava bat. Oh, thank goodness you are lousy at melee. To end combat, all characters must be within 5 spaces of the first character. Well then. I've managed to pick up all of the stuff that Jason dropped. This away. Please no respawns. Good, good. I can probably deal with this. My options are one bolt of fire, light, or bind foe. Ooh, 51 damage. Ah, assassination. That's how I get such big numbers. Okay, girls, I don't need you to assassinate, I just need you to hit them. Thank you. Good enough! And a few extra goodies for my troubles. How much gold do I have? The 100. Oh, please no. Oh, that's very bad. Okay, McGrath's asleep. Esme can cast, like, one good spell. Which one of you is the shaman? You're a shaman. So, who wants to see what the total party kill screen is? Oh no! The Empire sent you down to Avernum in the hope that you would die there and trouble them no more. Alas, they have just gotten their wish. Fortunately, there's still hope. New adventurers enter Avernum all the time, alone and afraid. Any one of them could be the new savior of the underworld. Perhaps your next group may be the one to escape. There's only one way to find out. Care to try again? Well, it is getting a bit late, so I think actually I'm going to end it here and pick this game up on the next stream, which, by the way, my current plan is to do one of these Avernum live streams every time I get 100 new subscribers. So that would be 700 at this point. And at the rate I've been going, I've been getting 100 about every 6 months, so maybe do this again in November? Or, if I get to 700 subscribers by Halloween, I can set up a webcam and do this in costume. I would like to do that. But anyway. Yeah, I've been at this a little more than 2 hours, so for now I'm going to say good night. Get a couple friends to subscribe if you want more of these, and I will see you all another time. Until then, have a good one, everyone.